Have you ever wondered if there's a simple white powder sitting in your kitchen cabinet that could secretly transform your health from the inside out? Many people think of baking soda only as a leavening ingredient for fluffy cakes or biscuits, yet just a tiny fraction truly explores its potential to support various aspects of well-being. Some say it can help with mouth sores, arthritis pain, and even kidney health, while others talk about how it can offer relief from heartburn or be a gentle skincare remedy. If you're curious to learn about these remarkable possibilities and maybe open your eyes to why this affordable ingredient deserves your attention, grab a comfortable seat and stay with me. Let's begin by setting the stage. Baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, is an alkaline substance that can neutralize acids. It contains sodium and bicarbonate, and that unique combination is what makes it so versatile. Historically, it's been around for centuries, known not just for cooking, but also for helping soothe stomach issues or as a mild cleaning agent. More recently, people have begun to notice its broader applications in health. Scientific papers suggest that when used correctly and in moderation, it may reduce inflammation, help maintain a healthy pH balance, and even play a supportive role in conditions like chronic kidney disease. Now, to be clear, if you have any serious medical concerns, consulting a healthcare professional is always the priority, and you shouldn't rely solely on a home remedy. To warm up the conversation, imagine you're dealing with those pesky little canker sores in your mouth. They're painful, they make eating and speaking uncomfortable, and sometimes they show up out of nowhere. You might have tried standard mouthwashes or topical gels, but what if I told you that a simple baking soda paste, just water and a small spoonful of bicarbonate, could create a more alkaline environment that discourages those sores from sticking around? Some folks have found that applying this paste 2 or 3 times a day helps neutralize acids and reduce the sting. There's even a long-term observation from certain oral health researchers suggesting regular rinses with a mild baking soda solution can cut down on recurring outbreaks for some people. It won't always be a magic bullet, but it's a gentle, wallet-friendly method to explore, especially if you frequently struggle with these mouth irritations. Moving on, there's a more surprising side: arthritis relief. Yes, it might sound far-fetched at first. How could the same powder you use in your chocolate cake help calm inflammation in your joints? Well, a particular study explored the idea that baking soda could encourage a shift in immune system signals. When consumed in small amounts mixed with water, it appeared to help certain immune cells send fewer inflammatory messages. For individuals with rheumatoid arthritis or other forms of joint discomfort, that might translate into a subtle easing of pain or stiffness over time. Of course, no one's suggesting you throw out prescribed medication. This is more like an additional layer of help, a small step that might make a difference in tandem with a balanced diet, regular movement, and medical guidance. If you decide to try it, the common suggestion is half a teaspoon in a glass of water, maybe once a day. Just be mindful if you have issues like high blood pressure. Baking soda is high in sodium after all, and everything has to be balanced carefully. At this point, you might be wondering, okay, that's 2 interesting possibilities, but is there more? Absolutely. Many people are intrigued by the idea of using baking soda to support kidney function. Our kidneys work nonstop to filter toxins, balance fluids, and keep our electrolyte levels in check. Chronic kidney disease can gradually erode that vital function, sometimes leading to a buildup of acids in the blood. Some medical research indicates that a carefully monitored intake of sodium bicarbonate might slow the progression of kidney disease by helping neutralize that excess acidity. One observational study found that patients who used a small dose of bicarbonate daily had a reduced risk of further decline. Obviously, this needs to happen under professional supervision if you have kidney concerns, but it's promising that something so accessible could play a role in preserving kidney health. Shifting to something a little more common, consider heartburn. Almost everyone has had that burning sensation in the chest or throat at some point, often after a heavy or spicy meal. It happens when acid creeps up from the stomach into the esophagus. Baking soda, with its alkaline nature, can temporarily balance out the stomach acid. Mixing half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water may provide quick relief for mild cases. You might notice a little burping afterward, which is just the release of carbon dioxide as it neutralizes the acid. If you're dealing with chronic, severe heartburn or GERD, that's a different story and needs professional attention. Now let's talk about something that's not as dramatic, but can still affect your day-to-day well-being. Dry or irritated skin. Baking soda can gently exfoliate, lifting away dead cells and helping restore your natural glow. Some people combine baking soda with a carrier oil like coconut or olive oil, making a mild moisturizing paste that they apply to elbows, knees, or other rough patches. After a short rub and a quick rinse, they find their skin feels noticeably smoother. Others might create a foot soak with warm water and a couple of tablespoons of baking soda, letting tired, cracked feet relax for 10 or 15 minutes. The mild alkalinity can soften callous skin and ease the discomfort of dryness. That said, patch testing is always wise, particularly if your skin is sensitive. A small area test ensures you won't have an adverse reaction. While we're on the subject of self-care, how about a natural approach to a dull complexion or occasional breakouts? Baking soda's gentle abrasiveness can serve as a modest facial exfoliant, though you have to be careful not to overdo it. Scrubbing too hard or too often can irritate your face. Some individuals swear by a once-a-week routine, just a tiny pinch of baking soda mixed with their usual facial cleanser. After massaging lightly in circles, they rinse thoroughly. The skin can look brighter, and pores might feel less clogged. Again, this is optional and depends on your skin type, but it's a budget-friendly alternative to pricier exfoliating products. Many of us worry about bad breath from time to time. That stale feeling in your mouth, especially after certain meals or when you're super hungry, can be uncomfortable and embarrassing. Baking soda helps here too, because it reduces acids and fights some of the bacteria that cause odors. You can try a homemade mouth rinse. Half a teaspoon dissolved in a small cup of water. Swish around for 20 seconds, then spit out. It's not a replacement for brushing and flossing, but it can freshen things up. If bad breath persists or is linked to deeper issues like gum disease or digestive concerns, you'll want a dentist or doctor's input. Let's also consider bug bites. If you've ever been outside in the summer, you know how mosquitoes and ants can leave you itchy and annoyed. A little paste of baking soda and water can calm the redness and reduce that urge to scratch. Some say it helps neutralize certain compounds in insect saliva, while others believe it's mostly the cool sensation and mild anti-inflammatory effect that bring relief. Either way, it's a fast remedy that's often at your fingertips. Just pat the mixture onto the bite, wait a few minutes, and rinse. If you have a serious allergic reaction, that's another matter entirely, and you might need to see a healthcare provider. Here's a lesser-known angle: boosting performance during exercise. High-intensity workouts can cause lactic acid buildup in your muscles, creating that burning sensation that eventually forces you to slow down. Studies have indicated that consuming a small dose of baking soda with water about half an hour before intense exercise may help delay fatigue by buffering some of that acid. Athletes in sports like sprinting or CrossFit sometimes experiment with it. Of course, this isn't magic. Overdoing it can cause stomach upset, and you also need to be mindful of your sodium intake and how your body reacts. If you have underlying health conditions, definitely talk to a professional first. So there's the idea of using baking soda to manage urinary discomfort. When the urinary tract becomes inflamed or infected, your urine can become acidic, aggravating the pain or burning sensation. Some folks find that drinking a bit of baking soda in water helps lessen that acidity, making urination less painful. This can be a short-term measure. If an infection is serious, you still need medical treatment and possibly antibiotics. Nevertheless, for mild symptoms or as a supportive measure, it can be a welcome relief. It's also crucial not to rely solely on this remedy, especially if your symptoms persist, as ignoring a urinary infection can lead to complications. If all of these possibilities intrigue you, remember that moderation is key. Sodium bicarbonate can have some downsides if you go overboard. Excess sodium can affect blood pressure, so individuals